Hey everyone, my name is chaoticwolph and welcome back to Homestuck. So our sprites are busy doing sprite things and our Strider bros are having the strideriest of bro talks. Sounds about right. We really don't have to talk with him anymore though, if it is going to stir up more bad shit for you. Nah, I'm alright. I think that is all mostly out of my system. I mean, not forever, because I don't think that's how things work. I just mean my venting fit is over, and I'm probably good for another 60 years or so, really. And I can return to being mostly deadpan and rad. Okay, well, in 16 years, if you need someone to vent to again, let me know. Sure. Assuming we haven't been killed by like 10 jacks before that, I will. You certainly seem to be the right guy for that. For what? I mean, like the most suitable recipient of my hysterical fits on that particular subject. There's no way I would ever tell Carcat all that. I mean, maybe some stuff, but not all the stuff. It's just too heavy. I certainly wasn't gonna mention the stuff to Rose or John or Jade or whoever else. If I was ever gonna do one of my patented acrobatic pirouettes off that particular handle to anyone, it really only could have been at him, except he was dead. And even if he wasn't, and I did say all that shit, there's no way it would have resulted in anything resembling reconciliation, which I think was something I kinda needed, but didn't realize it. So, thank you for being a really plausible stand-in for him, who I can rip to shreds, while still being basically innocent of all that terrible garbage. So you end up sort of being like an avatar for him that is much easier to forgive. I mean, maybe forgive isn't the right word because I'm not sure he deserves that. And anyway, it doesn't matter because he's been dead for years, and at this point, it's just an irrelevant, deceased weirdo who doesn't matter anymore. I guess I mean coming around to a place where I don't have to feel rotten all the time anymore. And I guess I'm lucky I got to blunder into a reality that just happened to have the exact right version of a dude which made that possible for me. Sorry, this fucking ramble is really getting away from me. I have no idea if I'm making sense anymore. I think I get it. And sure, you're welcome for me existing. Hey, can that be like the motto on our family crest? I think it already is. Damn right, guys, damn right. All that melodramatic, sad babble aside, I think it's perfectly cool if you're still curious about your adult self, and don't mind telling you more stuff about him if you want. I know I'm still wondering about what my adult self got up to. Yeah, well, like I said, anytime you want to know more, feel free to ask. Okay, how about we do this thing? When I met Roxy, we did a thing. A thing? Yeah, it's called the lightning round. Oh, lightning round with the Striders now. That does sound like a Roxy thing. Does it by any chance involve asking a rapid-fire series of questions? Some of which end up being a bit too personal or invasive? Well, yeah, when she does it. We could be chill though, when it comes to asking about each other's secret crushes and shit. Then I guess I will disclaim in advance that I don't have any, and I don't care about yours even if you do. It is settled then on the fact that we are a couple of cool dudes who know where to draw the line on certain topics. Cool, so how do we start? Whose lightning round is this? Mine or yours? It can be yours, go ahead, shoot. Okay, how did he come to adopt you? I was a baby, and I came down to Earth on a meteor while riding a pony with a pink heart on his ass. He found me in a crater on top of a dead pony, and gave me a little baby pair of shades that look exactly like the ones you're wearing now. I see. So you decided to ditch those shades for the aviator glasses. Yeah, years ago John got these for my b-day. It might have been like an ironic dare to wear them, I don't remember. But when I got them, I was like, hell yeah, I'm wearing these. Gonna rock these fuckers till the end of time. They were Ben Stiller's. Like literally, they actually touched his weird sort of gaunt face in one of his films. Wait, the Stiller? Yeah, incredible. Also, such a shame what happened to that poor man. Wait, what happened to them? I can tell you when it's your lightning round. Or mine, whatever. I'm still not sure whose lightning round it is when you're the one asking questions. No, ask Roxy. Okay, anyway, didn't mean to interrupt. But yeah, we would send each other stuff sometimes, me and John. Well, we all would. Usually absurd birthday packages and such. We did that too. Except I had to send things through time. I always had to figure out stuff small enough to send through the sendificator, even if it was piece by piece. Nice. One time it turned out we accidentally sent presents through time. I mean, not literally, more in a roundabout way. We all sent John a rabbit. but all 3 rabbits just turned out to be the same damn rabbit because of stupid time shit. Once I deliberately and quite literally set a rabbit through time. It was a robot. Wow. He was a loyal friend to Jane. I don't know what happened to him though. Yeah, I don't know what happened to John's rabbit either. Rabbits, am I right? I hear you, man. What next? You say he owned Cal as well? Yep. Did he come down to Earth on a meteor with Cal too? I think so. That was a long time ago. Kinda weird to imagine him strutting around with that puppet as a kid in the 80s? Or maybe just kinda funny actually. He sure held on to it a long time. Must have got attached at a really early age and just never let go. I guess you fell to Earth for one of those things too? Yeah, but if I came to Earth on a meteor the same way you all did, then I guess I just got dunked right in the fucking ocean? Which makes sense. One of my earliest memories is of using Cal as a flotation device. So he sort of saved my life in a way. I guess I bonded with him too, the way your bro did, even if that sounds a bit stupid. Then again, it didn't help matters much that I live alone in the middle of the ocean. Here's my only real life friend. I mean, until I built some new ones. Wait, we fucked up. I asked you a question, it's not my turn. Keep firing. Okay, how did your bro die? He died fighting one of these jacks. At this point, I almost forget which one. No wait. Okay, yeah, it was the omnipotent dog one. The Jack from our session. He was fighting like a lesser form of him. And then Jack got extra prototyped by dog powers. And then got outmatched. And stabbed with his own sword. Pretty sure Dave Sprite was fighting with him and almost died too. But then it turned out he didn't. But now I'm at least 99% sure that Dave Sprite is definitely dead. Well, I wouldn't say that too soon because apparently he is not dead. It won't suddenly reappear as a stupid surprise or anything. I hate stupid surprises. Word. So you said he trained you. I'm guessing that means he knew it was coming. Or some things about your future at least. Seems that way. Not sure what he knew or how he knew it. All our guardians seem to know bits and pieces of stuff and did vague mysterious things to prepare. To this day, I have no idea if he was training me to fight Lord English, or if he even knew who that guy was on any conscious level. Or it was more like general purpose training to be able to survive some harsh shit after the end of the world happened? You have to ask him, but that's impossible. I do know he managed to get the drop on a meteor before I entered the game. What? As far as I can tell, he stood on top of it and split it in half with his sword. Not to be too much of a wet blanket on that rad as fuck antidote, but that sounds kind of far-fetched. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But then again, so does a baby getting dunked from space, in the ocean, then floating on a weird dhow, and then growing up by himself with no adults around. That's not far-fetched, it was pretty straightforward. I think I just found a building poking out of the water, climbed up, then I just started foraging for food in there like a feral infant. Yeah, that's plausible. Supplies which I'm sure your adult self must have left behind for me, seeing as he clearly must have known some things about the future too. Speaking of which, maybe it's your turn now? Yeah, okay. Questions about me. Let's see. Okay, first, the fuck of all. What happened to Ben Stiller? He was deemed a heretic and was crucified on the Washington Monument by some clowns? Wow. Due to his dedication to freedom and peace, he came to be seen as a martyr and then a holy figure. He was left on the monument as an example to all, but thousands of faithful gathered below to gaze up at his pious sword-gaunt face. For years thereafter, his followers would carve stone busts of him in his memory, capturing the piercing gaze, the piercing glare of his final expression. But they were all smashed to pieces by the presidential church. That religious movement didn't last very long. Rumor has it the Battle Witch had a lot of experience crushing righteous insurrections. Did my adult self get pissed about Stiller? I bet he got pissed. Yeah, there was a whole series of final insults that led to his active rebellion, instead of just producing subversive media. At one point, the witch remastered all of his films to clean up all the shitty artifacts and released them in stunning high-def quality all over the world, using a rational business model and everything. That really set him off. What the fuck? How fucking dared that woman? So then he tried to kill the Battle Witch, right? Who is the same exact alien as the Condens in this session? Yeah, same one. And yeah, he teamed up with Rose from the same era. They supposedly put up a good fight, but both died. So... does John know that he is literally about to go fight Betty Crocker yet, or what? I have no idea. I really don't know John at all, or any of her friends. I know Jane was the heiress to the Crocker brand. Obviously. It is her name after all. Was John the heir to that empire in his universe? Nah. I mean, not to my or his knowledge, he just fucking hated that company for some reason. I think his reason was literally as mundane as just being slightly overexposed to cake. That's classic John though. He doesn't get pissed about anything, except for the absolute dumbest shit. But I guess his instincts were right in this case. Maybe we should just not tell him that he's fighting Crocker. I think that poor dude has probably had enough mental breakdowns for one adventure. We all have. I'd like to get to know him. Not to mention Rose and Jade. Would have been nice to hang out and chat in a circumstance where we weren't supposed to prepare for an imminent deadly struggle. Yeah, well I guess we could have hung out there a few minutes longer. I mean, you wouldn't have got much out of Jade who was stuck in permanent mode. Just like old times, I guess. Huh? She used to sleep a lot. Ah. But yeah, there wasn't much time except for like a bunch of haze and oh, nice to meet yous. And also I think I would have still been a shitty train wreck socially if we all just hunkered down right then and there for another extensive round of freestyle pal talk. Right, I was kind of nervous about lingering there for more than a minute too. Mainly because of Jake. I didn't want to make him uncomfortable. I think I've done enough of that. I guess Jake was kind of like your John of the group, huh? Wait, that was a pretty dumb observation, never mind. Nah, sounds about right. Seems like John was your close buddy growing up, and Jake was mine. John and I never really had anything like a falling out, except for not talking to each other for a few years on account of being on a meteor and boat respectively, but I guess you two had some buddy troubles or something? Well, John did kind of get into an argument with Dave's right, but I guess that's separate. Yeah, a lot of buddy troubles. I vaguely touched on it earlier. I was a really bad influence in his life. What happened? A lot of things that were mostly my fault. Basically, I think I bullied him into dating me. Although I had plenty of help from my autoresponder, there were a lot of insane plans that he hatched on my behalf. But in fairness, I went along with them. To this day, I can't really tell how much of that bullshit was his doing and how much was mine. Which I've just covered up through denial or a selective memory. Wait, you dated Jake? Yeah, that didn't last long though. It was really lopsided and kind of forced. So you... What? Nothing. I think we're breaking one of the rules here. This tangent got too personal. Oh yeah, I forgot we weren't doing that. But maybe we should. Anyway, carry on. You were asking about adult Dave? Yeah, so that covers how he died. Taking a futile stand against some unbeatable foe. Can't say I'm too surprised about that, cause what else is even new? What about his early life though? Guess I arrived around the same year my bro did in my universe. Just came down on the same dead horse I rode in on, into a world full of opportunities. How did I get started? His early life isn't well documented. There's hardly anything to read about him until he broke into show business with a few obscure projects at the turn of the century. It all snowballed from there. I guess the one thing we know for sure is I didn't find a kid in a crater and take him under my wing. That was probably for the best. Actually, maybe it's better that most of his story is left to my imagination. Kinda like how you said you spent a lot of time thinking about him, filling in the gaps of his ridiculous exploits. Right, there's certainly a lot of lore to work with, urban legends and stuff. Like what? Actually wait, don't tell me. At least not now. Maybe down the road, it will be cool to hear some? I think I prefer to fill in the blanks myself for a while. Really, it sounds dope as hell to imagine that sort of blank canvas life. Dropped on Earth as a kid in the 70s or 80s or whatever, with no bossy adult to reel me in. And just having to figure stuff out. Especially knowing that many years later, it all worked out okay. Really wonder what I did. Was I like some homeless 80s ragamuffin? Jesus Christ, that sounds fairly adorable if so. Maybe I slept in an alley out of bed of Rubik's Cubes and Alf merchandise. Or maybe I offered my old school rap services for food. Like through a shitty cardboard booth? You know, like the ones from the fucking Charlie Brown comics? This is what the reference, FYI. Yes, exactly. This sounds like exactly the life for me. What if without a penny to my name? And the wind at my back, I hopped a boxcar to the Big Apple? Because as a dumb child, I naively believed that's where they made all the apple juice. I'd be sorely disappointed when I got there, but it wouldn't matter because I probably scraped together a living on, off, Broadway, like making shitty cartoons on stage and saying, you guys, this would be so much funnier once the internet happens, trust me. Then the aristocratic patrons of fine theater just shrug and dump their shillings into my orphan hat. It sounds to me like you've been reading up on the urban legends already. I wonder if he had like friends. It sounds like he knew a lot of people, at least later in life. Sure, I mean, I'm sure he knew Rose at some point because obviously they teamed up. but as fairly old people, it sounds as though they only knew each other as a result of their notability. This seems likely. I mean, more like the friends I grew up with. He couldn't have grown up with John or Jade as friends because they were already old by the time he got there. This cool 80s kid fantasy was probably just a lot lonelier than I've been picturing in my sweet daydreams. I didn't even have the mayor! God, what a nightmare now that I think about it. I wonder if all he cared about was making ludicrous shit and fighting evil pastry moguls? Do you know if he had any other interests? Like what? I don't know. Did you ever read any urban legends about paleontology? Paleontology? Yes, the scientific study of dead shit? Not that I recall. I guess he probably didn't do anything with that. What a shame. Maybe he never even got the idea since he had completely different experiences. But if I were suddenly dropped back in the 20th century, I'd probably look into it at some point. I don't know how though. I think it would be mainly like some sort of therapeutic interest. Something relaxing to think about instead of a bunch of ironic and stupidly ambitious objectives. Yeah, like the porn bots. Yeah, exactly. Maybe someday, when we're both old men, you can live a quiet life tending to your fossils, and I will do the same with my dear collection of simple-minded chat robots fixated on puppet ass. Sounds like the fucking life to me. What was the lightning round question this stemmed from again? I forget. Don't know. Maybe we're tapering off with the lightning round stuff anyway, and it's just naturally deteriorating into regular dude chat. Maybe. You sure you don't have anything else before we say it's officially deteriorated? Okay, here's a curveball. What the fuck are you wearing? My Prince gear. You know, leggings, slippers, the poofy asshole pants, a hood with some sort of cloth tiara deal embedded in it. Basic stuff for princes apparently. Huh. Gotta say, some of these god tier ensembles really are something. I thought I hated it at first, but over the couple hours I spent flying back, with time to think about all sorts of stuff, it kinda grew on me. The asshole pants are pretty damn comfortable, so I don't know if I even care how stupid they look. And I am kind of an asshole, after all, so who am I to complain? I thought the same thing about my cape outfit at first. Felt like some bozo from the Renaissance Festival. Like maybe I should get on a horse and sing a shitty ballad. But then it grew on me pretty quickly. Hardly ever took it off in 3 years. Dave, please tell me you at least washed it or something. You're right, it's comfortable and they're fucking magic pajamas, or whatever. And they start to feel like part of who you are after long enough. I mean, they are supposed to last you forever, right? Kind of by definition, since they come along with immortality. Maybe part of their magical nature includes this insidious quality where they grow on you? Or not, I don't know. Maybe this is bullshit and I'll just wear some normal person clothes when this is all over. What about you? Are you gonna wear god duds forever? Nah, I'm sure I'll wear regular stuff again at some point. If a shirt with a hat on it can be deemed regular, I'm cool with deeming it as such. Yeah, maybe you're right, and we should all stop dressing like tools from an infinite magic slumber party for floundering teens. And just look like standard floundering teens. Some of the get-ups are pretty out there. Jake's though, damn? Yeah. That page costume, I have commented on it, except that would have been casting a stone through a particularly fragile glass wardrobe, so I just flew away. Yeah, there was, some palpable awkwardness there. Sorry, I'm still trying to, like, wrap my head around. What? Damn it. Okay, I guess I might have to break one of our lightning round rules. Only a little though, I hope. About what? The personal stuff? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, maybe I'm not even asking you anything. Maybe this is just a starting point to ramble to myself on a certain topic. I think there is a slight chance I may be the biggest idiot in the world. When it comes to understanding some things about my bro, some pieces I never really put together about him until maybe literally right now, which I think makes me an objective dumbass. What does this have to do with me and Jake? I don't know, nothing. Maybe I don't want to ask you anything about Jake. Maybe I'll just keep abiding by the code of basic dude manners on that. If I bother skirting the line of this rule, maybe I'd rather ask you other stuff instead. Like what? Like, say one of your best friends is a knucklehead you haven't seen in 3 years, and unless you use ultra direct and explicit language, he just won't put 2 and 2 together himself. And also say another best friend is a girl you feel like you had kind of a special relationship with, but you also hadn't seen in 3 years, and she's asleep. Some very specific details there, Dave. But at some point she'll wake up and you'll have to talk to her. This is dumb, I'm not making any sense. Let me start over. Okay, let's say way back whenever. How How did you tell your friends? I don't think you're being explicit enough, Dave. You gotta like just lay it out. Okay, well, since we kind of went away from the Dave Strider conversations, I'm gonna end this video here before we start another conversation between the sprites. So it's kind of nice how they're catching up and all that stuff, but I feel like they're not really saying anything explicit. I guess Dave is trying to ask Dirk how he's supposed to come out to his friends, because he was trying to do that earlier with John and Carcat, but like John just couldn't get it. But Carcat was like, oh, why don't you get it, dude? But I guess sometimes you just have to say things out loud. So hopefully he gets around to doing that soon before the battle starts. But for now, I will leave this video here. So thank you guys so much for watching this. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.